All right, good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, 2011, and we have a market that had seen some distribution again tonight, overnight session again, and this morning we're down just a little bit into what I would consider the value area low territory on the ES and the NASDAQ markets. Really, actually, the NASDAQ's right up against some point of controls here from yesterday, which we're getting actually a little bounce off of it here pre-market. We're still, again, we thought we had maybe that stage 2 starting to form. We had a small balance area, which you'll see in just a few moments on the 30-60 minute time frame of the S&P the other day. But all of the volume still, I mean, we're in an uptrend. We've got distribution occurring all the way up. And last night, again, a lot of selling occurring in the markets in the overnight session. So as we've been talking the last couple days here, one is we've got a gap still at 1307 to come back and fill. All right. And this would have been the fourth day up. It's still vertical move, vertical development. Stage 1, is today the stopping on the. We haven't had a stage 2 on the daily. All right, we had it. We had a little stage 3 yesterday, going into the trading day, where we were in there for almost 2 sessions back and forth in the ES, and you'll see that referenced by this square box that's on this chart right here. We were in a balance area. So yesterday we broke out of that area, and then ever since the market reopened last night, it's been distribution occurring and coming right straight back down. So we're kind of in the midpoint, if you will, of that balance area here this morning, and that's again why we took this long, kind of a scalp long, if you will, back to yesterday's point of control, trying to get it up into that area. Clearly, it's a coin flip territory as to which direction we really want to go out of this. I'm still more biased to the downside. I just think with all the bullish sentiment numbers out there, everybody's so bullish, the market just continues to have this roll forward here that at some point, when you least expect it, they'll lower the boom down on this thing. And I just want to make sure that I'm part of that boom to the downside. I don't want to get married, as I told you guys all week here, to any long positions. Even though we continue to grind higher, it's been a real struggle in this thing as it grinds and grinds and grinds here. So the daily on the S&P, maybe some short, again, some signs of possible change here. We would only know at the end of the day if this candle were to close like this and we stayed red. Then we could say, all right, finally, stage 2 on the daily time frame. All right, and then we would obviously look for going into stage 3, and how much of that do we auction back and forth and build a structured area up here. So this market looks a lot like the NASDAQ. They all kind of look the same here. The only thing different is that we have. Let me get this chart out of the window here. We'll look at the euro, because that has potential to run back up, and we've seen that actually even pre-market here, where it's coming back into the highs from yesterday. The euro market, as this obviously had some areas of interest down here a couple days ago, noted also by the whole number. There was this gap territory, high volume nodes, a lot of things that lined up down in that area for the euro. And now this morning we are actually back up over this 36.26. Mark that number off on your chart. That's a very important area for this month so far. A lot of volume has been building at 36.20. We'll call it 36.25, which is at the London low session this morning. Okay, this should continue to move higher. If nothing else, it'll come back and put a lower high in at the top of this last balance area, which is 37.29. We were following this one pretty closely yesterday, and some of you were able to catch that long several times. Here's the area, 36.25. As you can see, that's actually the value area low for the session. When we look at the higher time frames, you'll notice that we are, again, what I would consider, somewhat of a small balance area. We actually just broke out of it. So we have acceptance of this area. Here's that green line. You can see it, 36.26. So again, high volume for the week. As a matter of fact, high volume for the month because of the volume node there also. All right, so this wants to go higher. If we get over this top of this last little area that we saw yesterday, there's nothing but air. I mean, until we get way, way back up here into 37, we'll call it 3740s, 3750 area, it's just air. I mean, this thing could really rock and roll right straight up into that range. So keep that in mind on this euro. All right, when we're looking at it intraday, I think, again, you still have to focus in on buying pullbacks, and I think that number this morning, when I look at this daily chart, back to those 25s are still really a main focus here for us. All right, 36.25s. Keep your eyes on that level. For some reason, if it comes back one more time to that area, we would look to buy that. We also have the session close settlement from the Chicago session yesterday down. Actually, right there too. It's at 36.20. So there may be a good chance we actually roll back to that one more time and see if we can't come to it. And again, I'd be looking for a long off that level, because at some point this balanced state that we've seen for the last couple sessions here is going to create an imbalanced state, and it either is going to move to the top side and fire away at those 3750s, or if we breach, like the whole number 36 is down here. You can see they defended it several times last night. When you go back to the higher time frames, you'll notice that they did not take out any of those pivot lows. I mean, we talked about that yesterday. Boom, boom, boom. There was 3 of them in a row there, slightly underneath that 36. So there's a really good defense here of that 36.25 number. They tried to go lower several times. There just never was any follow through to it. And now it's actually, back up over that, trying to challenge yesterday's highs. Maybe a matter we only pull back here to 36.44. So the point is we have to look for still long opportunities in that market today, because this balance area is going to make a run. I think there's more potential to the top side right now than there is the bottom side. Where you're wrong if it starts to break underneath these whole numbers. That would be a failure of this balance area. So as long as they keep coming in and putting in higher lows and things like that inside of these high volume nodes, just we'll fire away at it on this euro market. So for today we have 1 p.m. We have an auction notes. So we'll be cautiously at that time frame looking at what's going on. Settlement again back up over here on the the S&P. I think we can get back to that level for our longs. That we'll peel those the rest of them off there if we can get there. And the settlement for the NAS up there at 6250s. 6250s. A lot of demand came in here too in the pre-market. That's why we were, taking the long trade here. It's actually, you had 5 30-minute periods where there was demand continuing to step into the system here. So again, that was another reason why we were taking that long. Still haven't gotten our first target off yet, but I'm still positive, optimistic here that we should still get that 18 quarter. I mean, it's pushing here. It's building a little P formation. It's got acceptance of it. I don't really want to go to break even yet because that's only 16 3/4. That's right inside of the value area. If anything, we could probably go, see, we're only at 15.5. Let's just watch it. If it starts to close underneath the point of control, then we may want to just take it off again. But I really want to hold on here and see if we can't run to settlement first before taking that off, okay? So enjoy your trading day, and again, keep your powder dry. Always be cautious of what's going on in the bigger time frames, and we'll see you in the room. Have a great trading day.